In the calendar, we can create tasks and processes to manage our own planning and analytic activities and to work with other users. In any view in the calendar, the current date and time are highlighted. We can view by day, week, or month, and use the left and right arrows to navigate within the selected time range. We can also jump back to the current date. We can create a task to support a single activity like creating or reviewing a story, or a process which lets us manage a larger project with a number of associated tasks and sub-processes. In this case, we'll start by creating a task. First, we'll define a title and choose whether to assign the task to ourselves. In this case, we'll assign the task to another user. We also need to specify the start and due dates and times for the task. By default, the task starts at the current date and time and is due a day later. We'll extend the time to the end of the day. We can add recurrence to support repeated activities like monthly or quarterly updates. We can also set a task to activate automatically on the start date if we want. Keep in mind the task needs to have participants assigned before we can choose this option. By default, we're set to open the new task details automatically in the Designer panel. Here we can see a summary of the task details. A warning appears to indicate that we need to pick an assignee. This is because we didn't assign the task to ourselves. If we want, we can add common work files for assignees to use or update during their work. Keep in mind that only task owners can add common work files. If we don't select one, assignees will need to create their own work files and attach them to the task as necessary. Now we'll update the task description. If necessary, we can add context to create filters for specific models or public dimensions. This context will be applied to the work files we've attached. For example, the common work file may show revenue for all regions, but for the task, we're concerned just with a specific region. In this case, we won't add context. In the People section, we can define the owner, assignees, reviewers, and individuals with view rights for the task. In this case, we'll assign the task to Isabel. In the Hierarchy area, we can define a parent process for the task if we want. In this case, we haven't created a parent process yet. In the Additional Information area, we can add associated files for reference. Keep in mind that these are different than the common work files we specified above, and the context filters don't apply to them. In this case, we won't add any additional reference files. In the Reminder area, we can choose a predefined option for sending a reminder or define our own time frame. Finally, in the Private Memo area, we have the option to add notes about the task that will be visible only to us. Now we'll update the task details and then activate the task and send a notification to Isabel. We'll switch to the Gantt view where we can see our calendar as a timeline. Now we'll create a new process that we can use to contain the task we just created, along with a few others. As with tasks, we need to specify when the process starts and is due. We can change other settings for the process in the Designer panel. First, we'll assign the process to Isabel. Notice that we have the option to select a parent process. Processes can contain sub-processes as well as tasks. Now we'll update the process details and activate the process to send a notification to Isabel. Now we'll modify the task we already created to make it part of our new process. Note that we can search for existing processes if the list is long. Next, we'll update the task details. We can expand the process to see that the task is now embedded in it. Once other tasks have been created and added to the process, it looks like this. When we log into Isabel's account, we can see notifications about her task. We can click the notification to view the task in the calendar. Here we can review the details of the task, including any common work files. We can click the link to open the file and perform our work. Keep in mind that if a filter context is defined, the story opens with the context applied automatically. If the task doesn't include any common work files, we can attach our own work files to submit to the task owner. When the owner has included common work files, we need to use these files to perform our work and can't add our own work files. Once the activity captured by the task is complete, we can submit or reject to update the status. Back in Rachel's account, we can see that the status has changed. The overall status now displays as accomplished. In the People area, we can see the status for each participant. In this case, Isabel is the only assignee and no reviewer was assigned for final sign-off, so the task is now complete. Keep in mind that if we hadn't included a common work file in the original task, Isabel would have attached a personal work file to her task submission. In that case, her work file would display as a link in her status token. Thanks for watching.